Hi everyone. Hope everyone had a great start to their week. Oh, Monday. Hello everyone. There's some hearts up there, so I know that you guys are here. Awesome. Good. We got about 25 people on here. Hello from Wisconsin and Toronto. Howdy, Lorena. Hey guys, so I am getting prepared for a class tonight. I'm doing a class on healing oils of the Bible. Oh, I'm sorry, essential oils of the Bible. Let's be compliant. Hi, Heather in Washington State. And I am going to talk to you guys a little bit about how to create a buying atmosphere. Hello, Jerry Grims, and thank you for sharing. A brief little intro before we get started tonight on this little business talk scope. My name is Jackie Ritz. I'm founder of the Paleo Mama blog. I'm also a Blue Diamond in doTERRA, which makes me a network marketing professional. And I love just jumping on here and sharing some of the things that I've learned over the last 5 to 6 years of being an entrepreneur and owning my own business. And I wasn't a salesperson at heart when I came into doTERRA, and I believe most of you guys on here probably weren't either, right? If you guys didn't have any kind of sales experience when you started sharing doTERRA, tap the screen, let me know who you are. So I know I'm not alone. There we go. Okay. So it's something that we had to learn, right? We have to continue to learn and improve our skills at selling and sharing. So when I first started teaching my classes, I probably came around about I probably sounded like the biggest sales pitchy person ever because I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew kind of what I wanted to happen, and I knew that I wanted to share from my heart. But a lot of the times things don't even go over that well, even when we're sharing from our heart, unless we understand how to create an atmosphere at our classes or one-on-ones, our webinars, our Zooms, our Facebook Lives, our Facebook messages, our text from the get-go on how to create that atmosphere, that buying atmosphere where people actually want to buy from you. And so have you guys read this book, Being the Starfish? 7 Steps to Sharing So People Want to Buy. This book is awesome. It's by Neil Anderson. He also is a Blue Diamond scoper, so follow him, Neil Anderson. It could be called Starfish Neil on here. This is I could show you all my scribble scrabble in this book. This is my go-to book for teaching classes, for sharing doTERRA, for teaching my team. This is one of the best books that you can get for your business. I absolutely love it. It's hands down a wealth of knowledge. And you can actually grab it off Amazon. So there's this chapter in here called How People Buy. This is my scribble scrabble chapter where I've literally underlined almost every single sentence in it. And I'm going to kind of go over that with you guys today because as I'm preparing for my class tonight, I want to make sure that the people who are going to be there are comfortable and they don't feel like they're going to another party, where they're going to have to buy something and I'm going to wrangle them into buying something that they don't need. So instead, what we want to do when we're doing our classes and our one-on-ones, we want to create a sharing environment, an atmosphere where people actually just want to buy from you. And so it's really important that you understand the psyche of each of your customers and kind of the cycle that they go through as you're teaching them a class. People don't buy what you're selling. They buy what you get them to say. So it's really important that you come across the analogy in this book is all about being a starfish and not a selfish. And so you'll hear me refer to starfish and you'll hear me refer to selfish. And a selfish is a very pitchy salesperson who only wants to get a sale and volume or rank up And a starfish is the complete opposite. It's what we should be in doTERRA. So starfish, they know what people like and they know what people don't like. And as a result, they have actually cultivated 4 very important qualities that shellfish actually don't possess. So these are 4 qualities that before you even go into a class, these are 4 qualities that you want to have. And the first one is that a starfish knows that people don't like to be, that people don't like to be sold to. All right. A starfish knows that people love to buy, but they dislike being sold to. So do you guys know that? Do you know that people actually want to buy your oils? Do you know that people actually love the idea of essential oils? They just need somebody to share that with them and show them how to use them. Do you guys know that? You know that people aren't going to be, they're not going to buy the product because you sell it to them. They're going to buy the oils because you share your heart about that, about the oils with them. So that's a really, really important quality of a starfish in doTERRA. So the most important factor in sharing successfully is you. So that, I just love that. 99% of, have you ever listened to a sales pitch in which the salesperson did 99% of the talking? Have you ever listened to a sales pitch like that? I know, but I walk through the mall and I go in different places and the salesperson is doing all the talking. Isn't that amazing? Shouldn't they listen to what I need? Because they have no idea what to say or if they're on the right track with what they're saying, if they're not actually listening to my needs. You have to know their needs. You have to know their pain. And that's when you offer them a solution. And they'll want to buy it at that point. So another really important quality that starfish have is that they're in a hurry. Can you believe that? You're in a hurry. You understand and respect somebody else's time. And when you come across as being in a hurry, the customer understands that you're not going to take all their time away. And how about this? Have you ever had a salesperson who came to you and you really were in a hurry, or you were on the other line and you clicked over and they didn't respect that about you? And in fact, they went right into their pitch regardless of your time or your interest, and they didn't respect that about you at all. So be in a hurry. I love it. And that's one of my common things when I'm writing somebody or I'm calling somebody. I let them know, hey, Susie, you guys, if you've been on my scopes, you know Susie. She comes out all the time here. Hey, Susie, so I don't have much time, but I really wanted to ask you something, right? Or I'm in a hurry and I know you're busy and I know it's Christmas, so can I ask you just something really quick? Okay? So be in a hurry and respect other people's time. Yes, the art of asking good questions is a skill, for sure. So acknowledge the fact that people are busy, have a sense of urgency, and she'll let you know right away, or he'll let you know right away what's up, all right? Before someone tells you they don't have time, make sure that you get there first, because that is an excuse or a common objection we hear all the time. And when you're creating this buying atmosphere, one of the most important things that you want to do is you want to overcome all of those common objections before they get to it first. So, and I'm going to give you guys a little script at the end from kind of what I've pulled from this book and also kind of how I close. But I'll give you a script how to close as well, on where you actually do confront almost every single objection before they're able to even speak it. So starfish are not pushy. No one likes dealing with a salesperson who pressures them to do something that they don't want to do, right? And when that happens, nobody's going to buy from you. If you're pressuring people to buy, then they're not going to buy. So instead, asking questions of like, can I help you? Or what are you looking at? Or what kit are you drawn to? Or do you have any questions about any kind of health concerns that you have, or which kid are you looking at? Those are the kind of questions where we can ask them at a close, where we're not being pushy, but we're allowing them to speak. I always, when I get tongue-tied and I don't know what to say at a close, or if I'm on a one-on-one, I always get them talking. And I always feel like if I can get them talking, I can take the focus off of me in the close, and I can put the focus onto them. And I can help them find what they need for their health concerns, for their family. And that is the main focus of what we do. And if you have that as the focus of your business, then you're going to do amazing at this. doTERRA fits right in with that. Another thing is that starfish leave people in a good mood, all right? Shellfish are so focused on making a sale that they might unintentionally leave somebody in a bad mood. And for me, I've had that before. I've had where somebody has left me in a bad mood because they were so pushy and they just wanted to get a sale. And I just got so worked up. And in fact, at this point in me and my husband's marriage, when we're looking at a vehicle to purchase or a big purchase item, it's so stressful because of how pushy the salesperson can be. So we'll step back and we'll say, you know what, we aren't going to make any decisions tonight, and we're going to go home and we're going to think about this. And the fact that we have done that now has caused us to say no several times, whereas before we would have felt pressured into it. And then what comes after being pressured into a sale? What comes after being pressured into a sale that all of us hate? Buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse. That's when people return kits and being unhappy. That's right. So your goal and your focus should be sharing and helping other people and leaving people in a good mood. That is my ultimate goal. I want people to feel happy. I want them to have fun. I want them to laugh. I want them to have a good time. And I want them to know that I genuinely care about what's best for them. And I genuinely care about helping them get what they need. So create a sharing environment is kind of, you have all of these qualities, okay, even before you start the class, or before you go to your coffee one-on-one, or before you do a webinar or a Zoom chat. You should understand that having all of these is going to make your class and your closing only that much more successful. So take the pressure off of each customer at the beginning of any customer interaction, any Facebook message, any text message. And when you take the pressure off of them right from the beginning, you are creating a sharing environment. You are creating a buying environment. You're going to see people's shoulders relax. You're going to see people just calm down and feel more open to listening to what they need and what their needs are. And just know that whenever you are teaching a class or a one-on-one, if you think that that customer doesn't understand that you're selling a product to them, then you're fooling yourself. All right? They know what's going on, and they are expecting you to sell to them. Okay? So there is an elephant in the room right from the very beginning. And the more that you can remove that element and the fear and the barrier, the easier you're going to see that is actually to interact with that person and make a sale. So you need to give people permission to say no. You need to give them the permission to say no. This isn't for me. And that's okay. Because guess what? Not everybody's going to buy. And that's fine with me. Because one more no is one more step to getting my next yes. So I don't take it personal when someone tells me no. Because my goal isn't to get them to say yes. My goal is for them to actually have a good time. All right. So here's a really awesome script. I love this. I love this little script that comes in the Starfish book. I'm not going to give you all of it because I want you guys to buy it. the buying line, when you're with any kind of customer, any kind of person, you're doing any kind of class, guess how much time you have before you lose their attention? How much time do you guys think that you have before somebody starts zoning you out? There's something that we call the buying line in selling. And this is the 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. All right, those are good guesses. And those are in the 3 minutes. Yep. So depending on who the person is, an adult attention span is between 8 seconds and 40 minutes. So closing the class should actually begin at the 43-minute mark. So as you are, because at that point, they've already made their decision. They've already made their decision probably as you're teaching the class. So if you're going over 40 to 45 minutes, you're going way too long. Your close should happen between 40 and 45 minutes. So if you need a clock in front of you or wear a watch, then do it. I've started timing myself. And if I do webinars and stuff, I make sure that I close, or I'm starting the closing right at 40 minutes. Because I know after that, they're going to zone me out completely. So I'm respecting their time. And I'm respecting their ability to say no to me. And you need to understand that people don't necessarily buy the products. They're going to buy the ideas that you give them to solve their problems. And that's why you have to understand what their problem is. So if you're teaching a class, a basic EO class, that's how most people build this business. They teach a basic EO, essential oil 101 class. They nail it. They teach it over and over and over again, at least 3 times a week if you want to move and grow fast. And if you are just teaching a class without going into the fact that they have a problem, everybody does. I have a problem, okay? You have a problem. We all have some kind of problem that essential oils can solve, right? Every single one of us. If you are breathing, you have a problem. If you are on your deathbed, you have a problem. There are oils for every single kind of problem. So you need to sell the solution to their problem. You're not selling essential oils. You're selling the solution to whatever problem that they have in their life. And if you can't bring it back to them, if you can't bring it back around on why they need it, then they aren't ever going to see a reason to buy your oils. I've had people think, as they came to my class, that I was selling sensual oils. Sensual, yes, like sexual oils. I've had people think that I was selling different kind of olive oils. They don't know people still don't know what essential oils are. And there's lots of people who need to understand that, okay? So, here is an awesome script that I want to kind of give you guys as you are working on your classes as well as I am, and how you're going to close your classes. Remember, we want to create a buying atmosphere. We want to make sure that we address most objections before we even hear them. If we can do that, and if we can get people to relax and understand that if this is not for them, then okay. But if it is for them, then great. From the get-go, from the beginning of the class, you're gonna see your closing rate start to go up. So, depending on if you're on a webinar or a live class or a one-on-one, start your close after you teach about the kits. So we always make sure that we talk about the kits. We talk about which kit is good for a family, which kit is good for re-ramping your own house and your healthcare. Talk about the kits. That's where a lot of people find it easy to do that, but then they botch the rest of their closing. So talk about the kits, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go into your group close. And closing isn't something that you do for yourself, guys. Closing is something that you give to the people at your class. How many of us have ever been to a sermon or a speech of some kind where the close was so terrible that you ended up walking away like feeling so confused and just icky? I have. I've been to things where I've walked away and gone, what was that? It was such a good speech, but like he just closed it without, and that was it. And I just, and we left so confused. So you're giving your class the close. That is a gift that you're giving to them. So get good at it. And if you're not good at it, practice it over and over and over and over and over. All right, if you guys had any idea of how many times I've rewatched my videos because I need to get better, I need to quit saying I need to, get good at this and make sure I'm looking better at the camera. And I've videotaped live classes before because I wanted to see what I look like standing up there. That's what makes you better, is practicing over and over and over again. So after I do the kits, I say to them, by a show of hands, or type in the chat box if you're on a webinar, how many of you picked up on something that you're going to use? All right, and then you wait for the people to interact. Would you like to learn some time learning about how to use these products on an ongoing basis? And you'll see people nod their head, all right? Well, I'm sure that you see the value this would bring your family. And you're likely wondering if this is for you, if these oils are for you. So I want you to sit there. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. First, do you actually want safer, more effective, less toxic solutions to support your health? All right, pause. If you're not good at pausing, guys, what's my trick? If you're not good at pausing and you're talking so fast, you need to have a water bottle, all right? And you need to take sips of it in between. I'm not kidding. Take a drink. That's right. All right? It calms you down and it helps you to slow down. All right, second, do you actually want a healthier lifestyle for you and your family? Third, have you thought several times over the past year that it would be helpful to have quality health supporting products in your home? All right. So if you said no to any of these questions, then we know that this probably isn't for you. And once again, I've already said it at the opening. That's okay. So let me go ahead and talk to you about a few of the most common questions that people have as they're sitting here listening in one of my classes. First, how much is it? And so, most likely I've already talked about the kits. Maybe I've told them what the price of the kits are. Maybe I haven't. Depends on what flyer you guys are using with your classes. So I go, a lot of times people are sitting there wondering, how much is it? And then I go, well, that just depends on what you want to get. I go, most people get either the Diamond Kit, the Every Oil Kit, the Natural Solutions Kit, or the Home Essentials Kit. That's the most common kits that people get. But it all depends on your budget. And most people want to get the biggest kit that they can afford, right? Without taking food off the table, because that's the best way to buy. And so at this point, I've already told them what's included with their membership, with their kits. And so I make sure that I reiterate. Remember, I told you guys that with your kits, you're not only getting a bundle of oils at a deep discount, but you're also getting your wholesale membership is going to be waived. So for the whole year, you now are able to purchase your oils at 25 to 55% off, depending on you. So when you compare the cost of healthcare, running to the doctor, running to the grocery store in the middle of the night, premiums, deductibles, insurance, and gosh, it's so crazy now. What is it worth to you? And I go, we have college students buying these kits and buying our oils and putting diffusers in their college, right? There's a common objection I just overcame, guys. I don't have any money. So let's say you want to do this, but it's bad timing. And so if that's the case, we can definitely work something out for you and make sure that I'm here to help you get started when you want to. And then another very common objection is the spouse objection. So third If you're sitting there and you want to do this, but you have to talk to your spouse, I get that. All right, I totally understand that. And I promise I would never want you to do something that would make your spouse mad at you. So I'm going to give you all of this information to take home. And I'd love to sit down with you and your spouse and talk about it with him or with her. So when's a good time that we can do that? So that is pretty much the beginning to the middle of the close. And now you want to wrap it up. All right. So by now, you're in one of those 3 different groups. All right. The first group says, I'm in. How can I do this? You had me at hello. I love this stuff. I love how it smells. I can still totally see myself using this and my kids using this. And so for people in this group, here's a form. I need you to start writing your name and your information on this and start filling it out. Okay. And we're going to get you started right away. The second group of you sitting there. Now this is if you have a class of over 5 people. The second group of you guys sitting there is pretty much saying, I want to do this, but I have a few questions. And if this is you, I want you to go ahead and fill the form out as well, so that when I come back around and visit you one-on-one, we're going to get your questions answered right away and pick out the right kit for you. And I'm going to help you specifically with those questions and those needs that you have. Okay, and if you're in the third group, you had a great time, you learned a lot, but this isn't for you. And like I said at the beginning of the class, that is totally okay with me. You may have had a few people come to mind. Maybe you had 3 or 4 people come to mind during this class who you thought would enjoy coming to a future class of mine. So I'm going to hand you a piece of paper, and if you would write their name and their phone number or their email, you know, a lot of people won't give you their phone. So ask for their email address, just jot it down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I plug them into my next class. And that's the close. So how smooth is that? So it's, you know, it probably sounds like a lot right now, but once you memorize it and you kind of get the outline of the flow of how you want it to go, and you practice it over and over and over again, you're going to get it. You can watch this 10 times if you want and memorize it, or you can get the book, Being the Starfish. There is the script that I kind of went off right there on page 103. You can see I've pretty much underlined the whole thing. And that is, I have used this book from the beginning, and this is an amazing book. I love it. It's great. It's got that closing script in there, which I think is just beautiful. And that's pretty much it. If you have a mentality of a starfish instead of a shellfish, and your goal is just to help people have a good time and to help fill their needs, then your classes and your closings are going to go fantastic. So I hope that helped you guys. If you found value in this, please feel free to share it with your team or somebody that you love that needs to hear this. Thank you guys for your kind words. I saw them going up throughout the Periscope, and that means so much to me that you're finding value in this, because that keeps me coming on here. One of the greatest things was when we went to convention, and so many of you came up and just talked about how my scopes had helped you, and I love hearing those stories, and those keep me going. So it keeps me on here, Periscope. So thanks you guys so much for the hearts and the love and sharing them with your friends and your followers. So have a wonderful evening, everybody, and I will see you guys on the next scope.